Right. I wanted to talk about my review for Arc Raiders. And, you know, I really like Arc Raiders. I think it's really great. There are a couple things, though, that um, I've been reading a lot of other reviewers, I've been reading a lot of forums, and, I have a different take on what I consider to be Arc Raiders. And, even though there's so much discussion, right? There's a big discussion versus PvP, PvE, PvPvE, right, or the whole thing. And I think the people that coming into this game are probably thinking a very different way. And we're so influenced by all the different games that are out there, right? Whether it be true extraction shooters like Tarkov, right? Uh, or PvE games, like Helldivers, uh, or looter shooters like Destiny. The thing is that you have to think differently about how when you put all these games together, what does it produce, right? And I think the biggest thing is the way I look at it is that um, I look at it as if it was a real survival game, and I can't say that it would be like Ark or Rust. I don't believe it's like those games, but when I look at it, I look at it when I play as if it's a real apocalypse has happened, that you have to look at the game as you're really scavenging and threats are real. And although the server slam came and went, the problem is that you have a lot of new people. One, a lot of new people that never played the game before. Two, never played extraction shooters, or three, never played like a true PvP. And I think that's exactly where the problems lies is that, you know, these altogether will produce different game experiences, right? Because it really does depend on the people playing. The people playing will make their own decisions and they play more of a style of the game that they're used to. When you're looking at games like Tarkov, the problem with Tarkov is it is very, very PvP focused. And when I played Tarkov, I didn't play it as a PvP, right? I played it more as a survival, trying to survive in the disaster zone. And playing in that style, it's more stealth, it's more elusive. You don't want to have confrontations. A lot of guys that come from a battlefield, COD, or hardcore Tarkov very much look for PvP all the time, right? Looting and surviving and things like that are secondary. What they really want to do is, they want to have PvP. And you come in with a different mindset, right? If you come in PvP and you die, there's no real penalties. I mean, sure, you might lose your stuff, but that's not such a huge deal, right? And in reality, the way they look at it, right, is that, oh, I'm going to have to kill somebody else. I'm, hunting people down. Very bloodthirsty. Bloodlust is very strong with these people, and they really want to go and kill somebody. And that's the sad part about. I look at those games, which is why I don't play COD anymore. I don't play Battlefield anymore, and I definitely stopped Tarkov because there's just too many of these type of people, and they can be very toxic in their own right, right? Because they're always looking for someone to hunt down. And I'm not saying that I can't do that. Of course I can. But that's not the way I look at it when it comes to these games. Again, I'm looking at it as more of a survival aspect, um, surviving the apocalypse. If you have limited resources, what are you going to do? Let's say you die and that's it. Well, you're going to play so different. And that's what a lot of people don't get is that if you played it in a COD style, Battlefield style, just run and gun, shoot everybody, well, you're not going to last long. I mean, there's a lot of, and one of the reasons is yes, you do have to kind of loot and you do have to uh, get resources. Sure, they make it easy with a free loadout, but the free loadout is such a crapshoot. It really is. And so I don't look at free loadout or, kind of like a get out of jail free if you make a lot of mistakes. And so a lot of these COD people that will come in won't last long. I guarantee it. they'll go back to their battlefields. They'll go back to COD, right? Even some Tarkov players will go back because they're so used to their style of play, where it's just PvP, super aggro, just shoot everybody, gun everything down, right? But one thing that Arc does really well is to balance out the PvP and PvE. And having the arc again, it feels like it's a survival aspect. And I really akin arc to being like Terminator, right? There was a nuclear war, AI we created probably. Us humans made AI, and then they turned into Skynet, and then they took over the planet. Well, that's how I look at arc. I look at arc as the arc uh, AI themselves as being that, and that they're a real threat. A lot of these COD players complain, right? Running gunners complain that the AI is too strong. But the thing is that that's how it should be. I mean, if the Earth got destroyed because of AI, well, there you go, right? It shouldn't be easy to attack them. It shouldn't be easy to fight them. And so there should be a balance, right? A balance of uh, fighting AI and surviving. I mean, obviously, your priority is to survive, you know? And I look at it past the gear stuff because gear fear, gear things are a lot of Tarkov things, where uh, when you talk about extraction shooters, the thing is that it's all about gear fear, right? All about gear and getting the best gear. But in the good thing about Arc Raiders and what Embark has done is that there's just enough variety of guns. All the guns are fairly unique and they all have their specifics. And so um, you might have gear fear, but not quite, because you can pretty much craft, loot, and upgrade your weapon to be a certain point where it will be viable to use on every raid against ARC or players. And so I think that's a big deal, in simplifying. You don't get like sure you can get like a lot of junk because there's still a lot of junk as like Tarkov. You get tons of stuff uh, in your locker, and you're just going to have a lot of crafting materials that basically go nowhere. But the thing is that will eventually start getting weeded out. People will start learning, okay, I want this type of weapon, needs this type of items, and so forth. And so I believe that that stuff will filter out eventually. Tarkov is filled with just junk and crazy ammo types and crazy guns. Okay, if you're into that kind of stuff, that's fine. But then you should just stick with Tarkov. I think for hardcore people that are into that kind of thing, good for you. Go ahead and do that. Arc Raiders is not for you. And so that's why I have a very, very different mindset. If I was in an apocalypse, if I had to survive, if I had to scavenge, well, then Arc Raiders is the perfect game for me. I mean, I did fine with Tarkov, you know, did fine with Division, did fine with those games. And, I used to play COD a lot. I used to play Battlefield a lot. And, but, those games eventually morphed into something that just wasn't the original intent. And, in the end, I don't care. I mean, I don't care about those games. I mean, the actual pinnacle, in my view, is Titanfall. I believe Titanfall, not necessarily Titanfall 2, definitely Titanfall 1, in a sense that that is a great run and gun game. And why we don't see another one like it, I don't know. I mean, I'm sad that no one has been able to recreate that style of gameplay. But that's what I would consider the pinnacle of run and gun, high action, high intensity. That would be my selection for that. Because when I look at things now, like I said, COD, Battlefield, and I'm sorry I'm going on a tangent here, but I just don't like those anymore. They just don't fit. And so getting back to Arc again. So let's talk about, Arc Raiders, So, you know, the way I'm playing it, and if you see my videos, you're going to see me again playing it more like a survival, not survival horror, not quite like that, like a Resident Evil or that style, because it's not horror, right? I mean, we're talking about a dystopian future that probably happened, right? Will happen. An apocalypse, AI takes over, humans have to struggle to survive, right? And so that's why I always look at it as that way, right? It's a survival, scavenging, stealth, and making sure that you can keep going. So looking at it from that point, Arc Raiders is going to be a perfect game for me, and I really, really look forward to this. I mean, I played the beta test, right, or the server test. That was really, really good, and I really wished I had my recording set up at the time. Uh, I could have had I had some really, really great gameplay moments, and um, my real my real thing going forward would be solo play, because solo play you really do have to just be on your own. Sure, I have a lot of videos where I cooperate with other players, and especially for extractions, okay, that's fine. But the reality is that probably there will be too many aggro people, and they don't want to. They don't want to cooperate. They want to just be selfish and be on their own, and they're all basically codders and battlefield guys and stuff like and Tarkov guys. Okay, that's fine too. Shoot first, talk later. That's fine. And so I will just play it like that. And that's just how it's going to have to be forward. Sure, I'll probably play. If I can convince my friends to play, I will get them a copy of Arc. But probably with randoms, it's such a crapshoot with randoms. There's going to be so many new people I know already, especially from the server slam. I could tell that there's going to be a lot of new people that just don't know what they're doing, or don't have the right mindset, or just don't understand at all. And I think 6 months later, we'll have more regular people that are sold on how the game is supposed to be played, on how everything is supposed to go in this game. So that's what I look forward to. I look forward to all of this. So anyway, that's my take on Arc Raiders, and hopefully you'll understand when you watch my gameplay. You'll understand my thought process and my thinking and how I play. And yeah, I really look forward to this game. There's only one more week as the time of this recording. There's only one more week until it comes live, and you bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to be playing a month straight at least until I start taking a break. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, please. Comments. Let me know your thoughts and subscribe to see more of my gameplay. And yeah, we'll talk more Arc Raiders soon.